So within this circle of radius r, there is a point P whose coordinates in general are x comma y. So from this triangle, if this point P is x comma y, then this length over here is going to be y. This vertical length is y, and this horizontal is going to be x. If I call this O and I call this A, so OA length is x, AP is y. Okay, so now this sine theta is y over r, cos theta is x over r, and your tan theta is y over x. Now please, you should have the calculators with you now. All of you should have the calculators with you. Okay, now we have done that. I mean the general angle and the basic angle practice, we have done that a lot. Okay, now tell me, where would this 150 degrees take you, in which quadrant, and what would be the basic angle there? Yes.
Second quadrant, 30 degrees.
It is going to be second quadrant, 30 degrees. Okay. Now, since you have figured it out that this is going to be the second quadrant, okay? Now, the second quadrant. Now, in your second quadrant, your x-axis is negative. Your y-axis is positive. Now, look at this. Your sine is y over r. You find the value of sine 150 and just tell me, is it positive or negative? Yes?
Positive.
Sine 150 is positive because the y is positive. Now tell me from your calculators, what about the cos 150? What is cos 150? Can you find that from the calculator, cos 150?
Negative.
Negative.
Now, please remember your x-axis is negative. Look at this x over here. Your r is constant, okay? What about your tan over here? Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
That is
Negative.
also negative. Please use your calculators. Don't just make a guess, okay? Now, suppose I have an angle of, let's say, 225 degrees. Okay. Now, which quadrant is it falling? Yes.
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant. Okay. Now you must be clear that this is your third quadrant. Okay. So here you have the negative x-axis and the negative y-axis. You can make a guess before you use your calculator that will your sine 225 be positive or negative? What do you think? Sine 225, should it be positive or negative?
Negative.
Why
Negative.
it should be negative?
Because both y-axis and x-axis are
We are
negative.
just interested in y when we are talking about the sine thing, okay? So since your y is negative, so now you check from your calculator, is that sine 225 positive or negative? Yes?
It's negative.
It's
You must
negative.
check from your calculators, mere bachcho. This is negative because your y is negative. Now you can check from the calculators, cos 225, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
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 Because cos depends on x and your x-axis is going to be negative in here. And you would like to see this, you would really like it, that this tan 225 will be positive. Now, why it is positive? Yes?
Because the y and x negative powers will cancel.
Exactly, because your tan theta depends on both y and x. And when you have the minus over the minus, both the minuses are cancelled. So that is why your tan 225 has a positive value. Okay. Now, similarly, if I take an angle in this fourth quadrant, let me take 300 degrees. Okay. Now, suppose you have this 300 degrees over here, which takes you to the fourth quadrant. Okay. And in this fourth quadrant, you have the positive x-axis, you have the negative y-axis, okay? So now you can clearly see that without using the calculator, you know that sine 300 will be negative because sine depends on
Negative.
phi. Okay, you can confirm this from your calculator. You will have cos 300 positive, okay,
Positive.
and then you will have the tan 300 that will be
Negative.
negative because it is going to be the negative over positive that makes it negative. Okay, so if I now let me make some space here. Let me enlarge this as well. Okay, and this is going to be this, this, and this, and this. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 circles. These 3 circles should remain with you for the rest of your life. Okay, you should never ever forget them. These are really good. If you want to make money in your life, you will be very, very rich. You make it taweez of this and you put that in a necklace maybe or in a locket, and you should be wearing them. These will protect you from the evil powers of the world. Okay, I'm giving you the magical um, 3 circles here. Okay, you keep them safe and don't tell anyone that you have this with you. Okay, now this is for y is equal to sine theta. Okay, or yeah, this is oh, let me just erase this y that can confuse you, but this is for sine theta here. Okay, this is for sine theta. Okay, so this is for the sine theta. There is this dot disturbing. Oh, come on, yaar. Why are you? Okay, now, when you have this y is, I mean, the sine theta, this sign is positive here, negative here, negative here. Why the sign is positive in these upper 2 quadrants and negative in the lower 2 quadrants? Yes.
Because the y-axis
Because
becomes
y is
negative.
Very, 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 very good. If you're above the x-axis, that means your y coordinates, they are all positive. So your y, when your y is positive, your sine is positive. So you can check any angle from 0 to 180 degrees. You will see that your value of sine will always be positive. If you take any angle between 180 and 360, this will always be negative. Okay? Now, I am going to write something very special over here. This is 0 here. This is 1 here. This is 0 here. This is minus 1 here. Why sine 0 is 0? Why sine 0 is 0?
Anything multiplied by 0 is 0.
No, what are you saying? Come on, yaar. When you're at this point, look at this point here. This is point P. Can I say the coordinates are r comma 0? The coordinates are r comma 0. And if this OP this rotates downward, this P comes over here. And suppose this is there is a point over here. Let me keep the point A over here. Okay. And what is this angle AOP over here? Bacho, what is the angle AOP? Bolo yaar. What is the angle AOP? If right now the angle POA is theta, and this OP, like, this slides down over here, P comes to this point over here, and this P and A overlap, and here is your O. So what is the angle POA? Yes, Bacho?
0 degrees.
There is 0.
It is 0 degrees. It is 0 degrees. I have told you in the previous video, in the previous session as well, if you put your theta 0 here, okay, if your theta is 0 and you put your y, what is the y coordinate? Look at this y coordinate, that is 0. So that is why your sine 0 is 0. You can check this from the calculator. Sine 0 is 0. And similarly, if you're at this position, like this point P, after rotating all the way, it reaches here at the point B. Okay. So now this point P is over here. It is overlapping this point B. So what is the angle POA? Yes? All this angle. What is all this angle POA?
180.
180. And once again, what are the coordinates of this point B? This is minus r comma 0. What is the y coordinate? It is again 0. It is again 0. So what is sine 180? Yes, what is sine 180?
0.
0. 0.
0. You can check this from the calculator. Sine 180 is 0. What will be sine 360? Yes?
0.
That will be 0. Whenever, throughout this rotation, whenever your point is on this position or on this position, the y coordinate will be 0. And therefore, the sine of that angle will also be 0. Like you can check from your calculator sine 0, sine 180, sine 360, sine 540, sine 720, sine blah, blah, blah. Just check them. Let me see. There's a phone call. Okay, now, so Shazin just told us that at these values, the y coordinates that is always going to be 0. Therefore, sine of all these angles will always be 0. Now, guess, what will be the value of cos of all these angles? What will be cos 0? What will be cos 0? Yes, tell me.
1.
1. Why 1? Yes.
The x coordinate will be 1.
The x coordinate is r. The x coordinate is r. And look at this. If it becomes r over r, what will it be? Yes? This will be
1.
be
One.
1. This will be 1. Okay, now you can check from your calculators cos 0, cos 360, cos 720, cos 1080 even. They will all give you the result 1. They will all give you the result 1. And you must know the reason that when you are here, your x coordinate is same as the radius of this circle, Okay, now who would tell us that what will be the value of cos 180? What will be the value of cos 180?
Minus 1.
1. Yes? Yes.
Because now we're minus r over r.
Exactly. Your x is now minus r. And when you put it here, that would give you minus r over r. And that is going to be minus 1. That is going to be minus 1. Okay, बच्चों? अच्छा, आप जरा मुझे छेती बताओ, what will be the value of sine 90 then? If you're here, suppose this is the point C. This P reaches the point C and your COA is now a right angle over here, okay? What will be the value of sine 90? Yes?
1.
Because this point is now 0, r, and now your y is r. And then when you have r over r, this will give you 1. This will give you 1. Okay? Now you tell me, what will be sine of 450? Yes. What will be sine of 450? What will be sine of 450?
1.
1.
1.
Very good. That will be 1. What will be sine of 810?
1.
1.
1.
Every time you reach here, your y coordinate will be the radius. Okay. Now let me see who will tell me what is sine 270. What is sine 270? Yes?
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Minus. Why it is
Minus
-1?
Minus 1.
Because if this is the point D, so you have here
The
the
y coordinate is minus r.
minus R. Okay. Um, just 1 minute. Okay, so similarly, guys, you can see that you should see that, okay, how we are getting all these values. Okay, now I'm just going to ask you a very interesting question, like from this circle over here. Now suppose this theta is 45 degrees. This theta is 45 degrees. What do you think of this triangle over here? What kind of a triangle is this? Tell me quickly.
Isosceles.
Oh, very good. This is going to be an isosceles triangle. Okay. Then can you tell me what would be tan 45? Without using a
1.
calculator. Because when your y and x, they're both equal, your tan 45 will be equal. You can just check this from your calculators. Tan 45 is 1. Okay. Now let's complete this taviz, the super duper power capsule for you people. Okay. You keep this with you. You will always be happy, inshallah. Okay. Now this is for the cos theta. You can draw this on a on a chart paper, and you can paste it on the front door or the gate of your house. Okay, the evils will always stay away from your house, inshallah. Okay, now this is the cos theta here. Okay, so you must be clear that why cos theta is positive in these two quadrants. Yes. Now do you remember why it is positive here?
Because the x is positive
Yes,
in
the
the first and the
x-axis is
fourth
positive.
quadrant.
And can I write 1 here? Can I write 0 here? Can I write -1 here? And I should be writing 0 over here. You should know that whenever your point will pass through this point, the x coordinate will be 0. Therefore, this cos will be 0. Whenever it is passing through this point over here, the x coordinate is going to be equal to the radius, and it is positive. That is why this will always be 1. Here it will always be -1. Okay, and for this position it is always going to be 0. Okay, now tan is positive in this and in this, while it is negative here and here. Okay, so why I'm writing this so small, the reason is there are some more values to be shown here. Okay, now your tan is okay, let me pause this for a minute. Okay, so tan is 0 here because y is 0 here. Tan is 1 here because both y and x are equal. Tan is infinity over here because this, when this becomes 0, anything over 0 is infinity. That is why your tan 90 is infinity. It is -1 here. It is 0 here. It is 1 here. It is infinity over here, and it is -1. You can even write it as minus infinity or infinity, whatever you want. Okay. So that is, if you combine all these three circles, bacho, do you know what do you get? If you combine all these circles, let me write them quickly for you. This is for the sine, plus here, minus here, minus here. For the cos, sine theta, cos theta, plus here, minus here, minus here. And for the tan, this is your plus here, minus here, minus here. If you combine all of them, you have this add sugar to coffee. That means all of them are positive. You look at this, sine is positive here, sine is positive here, sine is positive. So we write A over here. It is only the sine which is positive in this second quadrant. So we are written this S over here. It is only the tan which is positive in the third quadrant. So this is T for the tan. It is only the cos which is positive in the fourth quadrant. So this is C written for the cos. Okay. Now from this, I will not stop here. Please don't stop me over here. Okay. Now you people remember that. um, um, that the basic and the I could have used the line option here, like okay. Acha, look at this. You know that from that table that your sine 30 is half. Your sine 30 is half. Now, with respect to this 30, you have this 30 as 150. You can tell without using the calculators that what will be sine 150. You can tell without using the calculator that what will be sine 210. And again, you tell us without using a calculator that what is going to be this sine 330. Can anyone give us the reasons that why are we getting the, who will tell us what is sine 150? Yes, what is sine 150?
5/2.
It is 1/2. What is sine 210?
-1/2.
-1/2. What is sine 330?
-1/2.
-1/2.
Is there really someone who can give us a solid reason that other than the plus minus things, why are we getting the same half, 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 half? We know that in these two areas, our sign is negative. So that is why sine 210 and sine 330, they are minus half. But why it is all the time half? Why it is all the time half? Yes.
Because the y coordinate and the value of the radius is not changing.
Excellent, beta. Excellent. Can you tell all of these people that why are you so sure the y coordinate over here, the y coordinate over here, and the y coordinate over here, and the y coordinate over here, they have the same magnitude? Can you give this
Sure,
one?
because the basic angle is the same.
If the basic angle is same, what makes you say that these y coordinates, they are all the same? There is just one word that will make it clear. Let me see if someone has used that one word. Nay, I want to hear that one word. Kash koi wo one word bole. It starts from C. There is somewhere N in it, G N in it, R in it, U in it, and then
Congruent triangles.
congruent triangles. Because of the congruency, beta, can I say all these four triangles are congruent? Yes?
Yes.
You see how your O-level mathematics is all involved in it. These are all congruent triangles because you know that the radii are same. Yes? Radius, 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 radius. 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. Right angle, right angle, right angle. So we have got these three measures with the all these triangles, they are congruent. Therefore, their y coordinates and the x coordinates are also same. You see, if this is, sine 30 is half, you will have cos 30 as under root 3/2. You will have cos 150 minus, please check this from the calculators, your cos 210 will also be minus under root 3/2, and your cos 330 will also be under root. Can you please check this from the calculator? Yes? Yes, yes, बच्चों. और बच्चों देखो यार जरा.
So if the triangles were similar, wouldn't that
They are not
also
similar. They are not similar. They are congruent, beta. They are congruent. They are congruent. Don't say similar. Okay? They are congruent. Now I can't start teaching you the congruency, but you can go and revise that. How do you prove two triangles to be congruent? Okay? And what happens once you know that the two triangles are congruent? Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you check that cos 30, cos 150, cos 210, and cos 330? What are these values here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Said that.
Now, I am coming to the point now, Bacho. The last thing and the syllabus-oriented thing. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, Bacho, suppose you have angle X between 0 and 360. Okay. And someone says, okay, look, your sine X is equal to 0.5 or it is half. So what is this X? So what is this X? Okay. Now, you will not be solving this the way you are solving it in your O-level mathematics. You will say, okay, let me see, sine X is half. You will say, okay, is this plus half or minus half? When you see, oh, it's plus half, you will quickly draw these 4 quadrants and you will say that my theta or my X lies in these 2 quadrants. Why these two quadrants, Bacho?
Because the y-axis is positive there.
Because the y-axis is positive and your sine is positive. Now you will use your calculator. You will be using your calculator to find this sine inverse of half. Calculator will give you 30. You will write 30 here. You will write 30 here. Okay. And then your X would be 30 degrees and 150 degrees. If you were in your O levels, you could have given only one answer, that is just X equal to 30 degrees. But here you will have to write both the answers. Okay. Now suppose you're given that you're given that your cos X is minus 0.281. Okay. It is minus 0.281. You will first of all see that, oh, my cos is negative. Okay. So what will you do? You will draw these 4 quadrants and you will mark these 2. You'll say, okay, my angle X is going to be somewhere in these 2 quadrants. Yes or no?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, from your calculator, bacho, very important step here, okay? You will not write this minus in your calculator. Just find the cos inverse of 0.28. Because of this minus, I have already marked these 2 quadrants that here our cos is negative. So from your calculator, just find the cos inverse of 0.281.
73.7.
73.7, 73.7. So what are the values of X, bacho? X is either this. We always give the general angles. Your calculations get the basic angles. So your X is
106.3.
106.3 and 253.7. These are the 2 values of X. Okay? Guys, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be telling about these trigonometric equations in your next class in detail. Okay, I'm just finishing it here. See you in the next segment.